The phrase you're referring to comes from Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. This line is indeed more profound and substantial than may first meet the eye, and it's worth unpacking, especially in a world that often gets tangled in superficial interpretations of profound messages. First and foremost, the kind of love described here is utterly selfless. Christ's love for the church is emblematic of total sacrifice, literally giving his life for the well-being of others. When the verse enjoins husbands to love their wives as Christ loved the church, it's speaking to a level of self-sacrifice that goes beyond the everyday. It's not merely about provision or protection, but about prioritizing the wife's well-being, even above personal comfort or life itself. This entails a deep emotional and spiritual investment. Christ's relationship with the church is not distant. It's intimate, nurturing, constantly engaged. So when husbands are called to love their wives in this manner, it's a call to fully invest in the emotional, psychological, and spiritual health of the relationship. It means perceiving and attending to the needs of their wives, being a source of support, encouragement, and affirmation. Important to note, too, is the context of mutual submission discussed in the broader passage, Ephesians 5:21-33. The relationship envisioned is not one-sided, it's reciprocal. The love described here isn't about maintaining control or asserting dominance, but about mutual care, respect, and sacrifice. Both partners are called to submit to each other out of reverence for Christ, indicating that love, in its truest form, is about placing the other's needs and well-being above one's own desires. In today's context, living in Portland, Oregon, where diverse views and lifestyles come together, this principle can serve as a universal touchstone for relationships. Regardless of one's religious beliefs, the idea of loving someone with a selflessness that seeks the best for the other, that nurtures and supports without seeking something in return, is something deeply resonant. I often find that, amidst the hustle of city life, the tranquility of places like the Japanese garden or the expansiveness of the Columbia River Gorge are vivid reminders of nature's capacity for renewal and selfless giving. Just as these landscapes exist in their majesty, giving joy and solace without asking for anything in return, so too can we aim to love deeply, fully, and selflessly. In essence, this biblical directive calls for a radical reevaluation of what it means to love within the sanctity of marriage. It's about setting aside ego, embracing vulnerability, and committing to the wellness and flourishing of one's partner. Yes, it's a high calling, but in this self-giving love, both husband and wife can find a deeper, more fulfilling connection.